And this is probably the biggest game coming up for the team in terms of when you look at OKC, the NBA Cup, and you've always looked forward to these kind of matchups. And how are you looking forward to seeing not only the game, but how this group responds in that environment?
Yeah, it's going to be a great test for us. I mean, they have it rolling. You know, they're playing some of the best basketball the NBA's ever seen. You know, so I'm excited to match up against that. Another Cup game. We're looking forward to that. So, you know, we'll see him Friday.
Quarter and Colin getting the start and you guys rolling the way you guys did. What was working? How impactful was he in that first?
Man, super impactful. He's a threat. Another ball handler out there, knocking down the shots that we needed him to. Did a good job of picking up Russell, testing his handle, turning him over a couple times, and we got out and ran, and I think we scored 40 points and held him under 20. So. That set the tone for the rest of the game.
You saw him when he came in as a two-way, and you knew of his ability, but he had been injured and actually had an injury right out the box when he first got with you guys, and then to see him go from that to where he is right now, what impresses you the most?
Man, I mean, to do it at that size, man, it's hard to do in the league, but that's just a test to his work. He puts the work in. He doesn't cheat any day. Just super proud of him. I love being out there on the court with him, and he's never going to look back the rest of his career.
And looking at Mark, he had 9 offensive rebounds, 16 total, and you were excited to get him back. How big was it for him? How big was he for tonight as far as the way you guys ended up?
Yeah, it helps everything for us. You said it on both sides of the ball. Anchors our defense. He's talking out there. He's sprinting the floor. He's in tip-top shape for a big, and it's super impressive.
When you look at I noticed during the timeout, I think they was getting a little dicey. I think they got it within maybe 8 or so, and I saw you communicating. What things were you trying to stress to the team at that point? I think it was fourth quarter to get across to stem the tide a little bit.
Yeah, even third quarter. I mean, it's a make-or-miss league. We came out and we were still generating good shots. They just weren't falling, and they were coming down and making us pay for it. So, it was an up-and-down game. We stuck with it, and we handled business.
You hit Royce with a grenade, and I thought that was the shot that, okay, now it's, got a little bit, and then Jamari came back with another 3. How big were those 2 down the stretch there?
Yeah, super important. I'm looking for those guys. I'm surprised they're still shifting, off those guys, especially with me not making shots and, them being the snipers that they are. So, it's just take what the defense gives you.
Last thing, and just to see him get the start tonight and play the way he did, just for you, what did that mean?
Shows growth. So he's ready for the opportunity at hand, showcases himself in a different light, and played well. He controlled the team. Great at guarding too. We never target him all game because he was showing that he can guard. And overall, great game.
So you guys were up big early. I think it was the largest lead you guys have had in the first quarter. What you feel like was working in that first?
We're sharing the basketball. We're shooting the shots that we liked. Finally, all of us were, making shots at the same time. And you can see what happens. And then we're almost getting stops, getting steals, pushing on the break, outworking them.
You're looking at just when this team the turnovers is such a barometer. When you guys take care of it, you're up big. When you don't, it flips the other way. Maybe how do you try to control that element of you guys' game?
Got to be smarter. You got to stress it more. Start thinking about it more, put it on each other's minds, and you see what we can get. I think that's the only thing, possession-wise, that hurts us in games is our turnovers, because you can't guard fast breaks, wide open layups, 2-on-1s, 3-on-2s, stuff like that. So if you find a way to clean that up, it can be a good team.
Last thing I had was obviously a huge game coming up. OKC winner advances to the knockout round and wins West Group A. You've been in your big games in your actual career, but this is maybe the biggest one since you've been in Phoenix. How are you feeling about that matchup?
Feel great. It was a good test for us. It was going to be a playoff atmosphere, and I can't wait to see what our guys are built about.
That's all I got.
Dillon, you You like playing. Ever since I saw you play with Oregon here, you like playing in this building. You come in here and handle your business.
For sure. I always say it's the shooter's gym. The rims are nice and light. The lighting is perfect. And for some reason, you score a lot of points against the Kings. So for some reason, I like it. That's when it was first built. When we played, our first round here, and it's a good crowd as well.